could I extend this feeling? Could I stop producing imbalances that need to be balanced? Could I just remain balanced? Could I remain in this stillness? Could I be in this peaceful, loving state where I'm just, in this bliss, sort of time traveling through all of the amazing moments that brought me to this seat, or imagining into the future all of the possibilities that I could create, and just erupting with inspiration, and and not even feeling like that kind of inspiration where I must achieve. It's just like, wow, imagine all of that. And then I'm not holding on to it. I'm not like trying to I've got to do this stuff. It's just like, whoa, you can do a lot as a human. But at the same time, I'm not just like imagining it and I'm never going to do anything about it. But there's this kind of non-attachment that sounds really hippie. See, I still have these little like judgments and things and stuff going on, but I'm just chilling. But yeah, this non-attachment, I'm gonna do stuff. I'm gonna do heaps of epic stuff. I'm on my way to creating the next big thing, but it's just bliss. It's just, and yeah, it's like, if you've ever seen the movie Inside Out, it's like an animated children's movie, but in that movie, the emotions are like these anthropomorphic. Is that what the word for human-like or like humanized kind of characters? Anthropomorphic. They're like little people. The emotions are like little people. There's like sadness and there's joy and there's anger, disgust and fear. I think are the 5 main ones that are in everybody. And sadness starts touching the happy memories in the brain, and then they turn blue, which is her color, so that all the happy memories are turning sad, and there's this meltdown taking place with all of the emotions, because they're like, sadness, don't touch anything because you're making all the happy memories sad. I feel like the kind of like the reverse has happened, where like joy has touched all of my sadness and turned it all happy, because I've reframed and reinterpreted and reimagined myself all these ways, and I've grown and I've healed and everything. So even the darkest days or the deepest pains or whatever, they've all got so much positive meaning attributed to them, like lessons and growth, and even just the fact that I know that shit, I know how fucked life can be, so now I can look somebody who's in it in the eye, and they can look in my eyes and they know that I know that you know that you know, and that is one of the most powerful things that you can do for somebody who's struggling, is know, and you can't buy that degree, you can't go to a university prestigious enough to give you that knowledge. That's knowledge that you only get from attending the fucking training of life, being in that shit. So even that, all the addiction, whatever, violence, abuse, neglect, it's all turned to joy. And you can now see why this is what's happening, why this new inquiry is taking place, why I'm just wow, I'm feeling happy. And that's all the internal stuff, that's what it feels like inside. But then it's true what they all say, what all the mystics and teachers and mentors and thinkers, philosophers that said, change the inside first and then it will affect the outside world. The external reality, which is still I'm still interpreting it back and turning it into an internal reality, but even other people that are looking at what my life looks like can see, I have a dad now, I have a sister, just looking at her smile is it's I'm my cup's overflowing with joy. Like, I'm just full, I'm whole, just from her smile, just from giving my dad a hug. Like, there are so many tiny individual moments that I now have access to that, like, my cup's instantly overflowing. Like, I'm just in pure joy, in pure bliss, like, all the time. Like, it's just, I was like, I'm going to arrive here someday. Like, someday I'm going to be feeling really good, and I'm not going to be carrying all this pain, and it's not going to be all about suffering. And then it just sneaks up on you. Like, one day you're just like, oh, that, like, it's almost like, I don't know, I have a metaphor for it, but it's like you're just digging away, and you, that last, and you shovel that dirt out, and there's nothing left to shovel. Like, you've finished, or you've finished cleaning your room. Like, it was really dirty, and like, you just, that last thing's been done, and you collapse on your bed and it's done, you know. But the metaphor is so loose right now, and like I keep saying, that there's always going to be new stuff to do, and new things happening and emerging, and imbalances and challenges and all that stuff. It's unavoidable, but I have had the space to contemplate, like, what if it was just easy forever? Like, and I used to, like, I can sort of scan back throughout my life, and I can remember moments in time where I was looking at people who looked like they were just in that bliss, and they were just living this dream life, and just radiating this beautiful, like, unlimited happiness. Just, you know, these beautiful people that just looked like it was all right with them, like, you know. And I just thought, that's an illusion, that's not possible. I had all these, like, dirty, heavy assumptions and beliefs about, like, no, that's got to be bullshit, you know. Like, oh, and as long as I'm holding onto all of that, obviously, like, I could never be that, because then I would think that I'm full of shit. Like, that's the basic, like, kindergarten level of this changing your reality stuff, is like, don't project and judge others for, like, having what you want. Like, really, that's what you're doing. And there's an exercise from ages and ages and ages ago, which was, like, even at the time when I did the exercise, I remember thinking, like, this is, like, miles ahead of where I'm at. But it's so simple. It's called the shopping list. So instead of, when you see something that makes you feel envy, whether it's like an exotic car, or a dude who's got a beautiful girlfriend, or whatever it is, like, just whenever you feel that envy, like, oh, it's life's not fair, that all that kind of stuff starts surfacing, and you've got envy or jealousy. Instead of that, catch yourself with that mindfulness, you know, that basic fundamental building block of changing what's going on inside of you, like, moment to moment. Mindfulness. Okay, I'm feeling envy. Instead of judging this other person or projecting crap onto this other person, I'm going to add it to my shopping list. I'm going to have that someday. So that sounds cool as it is, but there's a part 2. And the part 2 is, what you will notice when you start doing the shopping list exercise is that a lot of the things that you were reacting to, you don't actually even want. Like, so you go Lamborghini, guy's driving a Lamborghini. I feel a reaction, I'm projecting, I'm judging, whatever the emotions are that are coming up. So I'll add the Lamborghini to my shopping list. And then you sit back and you think about it and you go, I don't want a fucking Lamborghini. Why would I, like, if I actually just look at the Lamborghini by itself without whatever it is that I'm reacting to, I don't actually want it. So then this kind of, like, it's this little exercise that you think is going to be this, you know, weird, basic kind of thing, turns into this massive self-inquiry where you're like, so if I don't want a Lamborghini, what do I want? And you look at it again, and then you start to see, like, the guy looks confident, or, you know, whatever it is, like, it's going to be different for every person. And then you realize, I'm not confident. That's what I'm lacking. Like, I don't feel confident, or, like, countless other things. But the shopping list exercise, I remember, like, picking that up. I don't even know where I picked it up from, but when I started doing it, that's what I realized. Like, all the things that I thought I wanted had nothing to do with you know, the initial picture like that you see. It had nothing to do with what was happening over there. It had everything to do with what was happening in me. So like, I was feeling like shit when I saw that picture. Why? And that was just like, all right, that got me started. That got me really starting to think about this kind of stuff. That was ages ago. Like, I can't even give you a number of years or anything like that. It was way before, like, I would even say that I had, like, I was barely self-aware. Like, I was barely doing any kind of, I was just stumbling in the darkness at that point. I was still lost, but that was a little thing that kind of like just, it was a little spark in the darkness that kind of triggered something that led me in a better direction. Made me a little less lost when I started doing that. If you get anything out of these videos, please let me know what's emerging within you in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Click the like button for me, and check out kailives.com. Heaps of like video content on there. There's like documentaries about ways that you can change your life really rapidly, and ways that you can get in touch and, you know, support and all that kind of thing. So enjoy, guys.